Hey guys, what's up? Today I have a Final Fantasy discussion video, and it's quite a unique one, I think, because I've seen no one talk about this. So, basically, we know that numbered Final Fantasy titles, main numbered Final Fantasy titles, usually get in begin development quite a few years in advance. Take for example Final Fantasy 13. Final Fantasy 14, which came out before 13 was even... It didn't come out, but it was announced at the same time, around the same time as 13, which is quite funny. But also, we all know that Versus 13 became Final Fantasy 15, but something that always plays on my mind is the fact what would have been Final Fantasy 15 before they made the decision to change Versus 13 to 15. Because obviously there's no facts whether or not they had ideas for a 15th title before the change, or before they even considered changing Versus 13. But it makes you wonder what would have been the original Final Fantasy 15. At some points it's funny, but I look at World of Final Fantasy, because that is a really well built game. I always kind of looked at that and thought that could have been 15 originally. But obviously it's not. But it just makes you wonder what would have been if First 13 would have been cancelled. What would have become of Final Fantasy 15? What kind of game would it have been? If they already had stuff like concepts regarding Final Fantasy 15, would they be making the concepts that they have for Final Fantasy 15 into Final Fantasy 16 now? You know, or maybe there was no game in Square Enix's head when they changed the Versus 13 to 15. It's one of those, isn't it? But I think it's something really interesting to think about, as nobody talks about it. I've never seen anybody speak about what could have been and what was originally Final Fantasy 15, and I just think it's really interesting. You know, you never know what goes on behind closed doors at Square Enix. There's probably a ton of unrealised Final Fantasy games which have never seen the light of day, and just makes you wonder what would have been Final Fantasy 15 if it wasn't Versus 13, if that makes sense. What do you guys think? Do you think there might have been a Final Fantasy 15 already kind of in the planning phases after Final Fantasy 14 A Realm Reborn was announced, or even before that, or before Versus 13 was became 15? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, favourite, all that good stuff, and I shall speak to you all later on.